Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1. I'm going to continue on the subject of starting a group and setting up a retreat. If you do not have an actual piece of property that's way out in the woods or up in the mountains, don't worry about it. You can start a retreat anywhere if you follow some simple steps and make it where you can go to that place and survive. So if you don't have that second home or that place where you can go out in the country, don't worry about it. Use and do what you can. Alright, so you want to set up a group and you're just starting out. You need to look for people. Look for people that will help you and that can make you all survive. So what are you going to look for? You're going to look for someone that's an honest, good person, that you know is a hard worker, someone that doesn't have an attitude of entitlement, someone that's willing to go out there and work to make sure this plan works for you guys. What kind of people are you looking for as in qualifications? I put a few on the board, and we're going to talk about these people. There's a lot more you can add to it, and some of these, you can split up, but these are the essentials that you're looking for. I listed them in the order I think the importance is. The first one is medical. If you can find a doctor, that's great. Probably not a doctor, maybe an RN nurse or paramedic, but find someone that is qualified to help you medically. Hopefully, maybe you'll find a nurse and a doctor, but medical is the key one. Next is defense. Someone that can run your defense for you. Hopefully, be someone in the combat arms, the infantry side of the house, or unconventional warfare side of the house. Maybe not that. Maybe a police officer. Police officers are good, but they're not really. They've never had to go out and set up a defense. Usually, they deal with domestic violence, bank robberies, writing tickets. So try to find somebody in the combat arms or the unconventional warfare side of the house. If not, a police officer is fine because they have some weapons training. Next is farmer and a gardener. Try not to find that farmer that has 10,000 acres of soybeans and that's all he raises. Find a small-scale farmer that has chickens, rabbits, has a garden, an orchard. That's what you're looking for. Next is communication. If you can find a ham operator, ideal. Because if you can find and receive information from the outside world and from the community, you're going to be able to make decisions with real intel and not just guessing. So that trip to the next town to gather some supplies might not be such a good idea when your commo man says, hey, the whole place is looted and burned to the ground, very violent. So a commo man, if you can't find a ham, find someone that's good with CBs, someone that knows electronics, so he can keep your retreat with information flowing. Next is a handyman. The handyman is going to be a lot. You can actually split that up. Somebody that's good with his hands, can do electrical carpentry, some welding, fabrication, repairing vehicles. So really you might have to have two people under this category, but a handyman. Next, I think an outdoorsman, someone that can hunt and fish. It will be important. Hopefully, if they've been doing it for a while, they know how to skin and dress animals, fillet fish, so this will help you. Of all of the positions up here, which there are probably many more we could add, so if you have any more, send me an email. Medical and defenses are the importance. If you have these will buy you time so you can learn farming, communication, and repair. Medical and defense, if something happens immediately and you need a doctor to save somebody and you don't have one, you're probably going to lose someone. Same with defense. If you're not heavy on the defense, you're going to lose everything you've planned. Someone with more people is going to come in there and take what you have. So these are the two big ones right here, medical and defense. The rest are very important, but you'll have a little bit of time to learn some of these skills. Setting up a retreat, you have to have a decision. How are we going to have are we going to have a central leader, or are we going to go with the idea I like, chairpersons? You find people that have an expert in a field, and you make them the chairperson. So when you guys need to discuss what you're going to do with vehicles, that person will chair the committee, and he will help you get through the problems that you have. If you have a person that has a lot of time on their hands they can free up to help the group, they might be a good leader. So they can work on projects, coordinate everything with the other people. But you can go either way. If you have a good leader that everybody, hopefully a majority of one is their leader, then you can go that way. If not, you can go sort of like the Special Force ways. Everybody specializes in a field and then cross-trains with their buddy's field. I like the chairperson way. There's a few things that won't be debatable, as in the sense of the medical. If the doctor says to do something for a patient, there's no debate, especially with the defense. I'm the tactical coordinator for our retreat. So people know, in a situation, if I say move or get down or do whatever I tell you to do, they're going to do it. Not because I'm the boss, just because I have more experience. So hopefully what I say and tell them to do will work out the best for everyone's safety. So there'll be times for debating, for talking through a problem, and then there's times when that person that's in that chairperson is in charge, and people need to listen to him to make sure everything goes smoothly. You need to set a schedule for essential supplies. This needs to be written out. Everyone in the group needs to know you need to have this, this, and this by this date, and then 1 month after you need to get this and this and this. This is especially important with food. You need to tell people, all right, you need a 6-month supply of food by this date. You also need to give the criteria for this. You need to tell them you need 2,500 calories per person for 6 months. Some people will look at a huge pile of food and say, oh, that's like a year's supply. Really, if you add up all the calories, divide by 2,500, it's not. I've done that myself. I'm guilty of that. Big supply of food, and I'm thinking I got a year. No, I didn't. So I had to add to it. Don't make that same mistake. Right now, you can correct that mistake. You can go buy additional food. In a raw situation, when you discover that, thinking you have a year but you only have 6 or 7 months, it could be bad for the group. Also, hopefully everyone can contribute money and time on the same. If one person is contributing a lot of time to the group, doing things, and some people aren't, it's going to be bad for the group. People are going to get upset. It's human nature. So try to make everybody contribute the same amount of time and the same amount of money. What you need to do is also start cross-training. If someone's an expert in that field, they need to pick an apprentice and get that guy trained up. Because something might happen to any of these people, and you don't want to lose that knowledge. So you need to cross-train with everybody. I hope this helped. I'm going to continue doing some more on this subject. It's a very, very important subject. It's actually, without a group, there's strength in numbers. If you do not have a group and you haven't sat down and planned for a raw situation, you're probably not going to make it. The experts estimate that on a total collapse, 90% of Americans would perish. What we're working on is we can try to educate as many people out there so more people can be saved if the situation turns ugly. Thank you.